Hey, Writerly Besties, and welcome back to the Writing with Anna new podcast where we talk about, of course, all things writing. In today's episode, I am extremely thrilled to kind of talk about my project that I'm going to be working on during NaNoWriMo of 2022. If you don't know what Nano is, it's essentially like a month where all writers from across the world come together to challenge themselves to write a 50k novel in a month, which seems quite hard, but it is doable because a lot of people have succeeded in this challenge, so I hope to also succeed this year. If you are participating in Nano, I want to say, oh my gosh, this is so great. I'm so glad you're with me. Let's struggle together because it is going to be a struggle, but it's going to be so, so fun. And also, I just want to kind of give a little advice that if you do need some help, some encouragement, some inspiration for NaNoWriMo, especially leading up to and in the first few weeks, definitely check out a lot of my videos that I've been posting because I've been working very, very hard on them. And yeah, I really hope to do, to inspire you guys and help you in your journey. I also want to quickly say before we get onto the episode, that I will be actually creating like a lot of vlogs during NaNoWriMo, and whenever I work on this project that I'm talking about, like whenever I literally sit down at my desk and pull out this document, I'm going to be vlogging it. I'm going to be vlogging it every single second. So you're going to be seeing exactly what happens and how I write a book from start to finish. And it's going to be so, so fun. So stay tuned for those vlogs. However, that's enough rambling, and let's go ahead and explore what project I'm working on in NaNoWriMo. In a few of my videos that I kind of talk about NaNoWriMo, I kind of give you a little spiel of what I'm working on, but it's like not in a lot of detail, so I hope to kind of share that with you. So my project that I'm going to be working on is it's something that's completely out of my writing comfort zone, which is so bizarre and weird. It's a standalone novel. Yeah, I hope to be 50k. It's kind of like a dark mystery psychological thriller if I were to put it in a genre, but I feel like it's kind of none of those things, but all of those things at the same time. It's extremely, extremely confusing, but overall, I definitely want to kind of say how special this book is to me. I'm not sure even if I want to publish it. I think that would be really, really cool, but yeah, I think it's very emotionally, really special to me and something that I've been needing to write for a long, long time. And I think it's very fitting since it is kind of a shorter novel. It's great that I can do it in, November. So I want to give you like a one sentence summary that I have in my planning document. Just kind of do a big overall rounded summary of what the book is about. Okay, let's go ahead and read that. Just pull up my document. Okay, this is what it says. Red is a high school girl who meets and later befriends the four peculiar ghost boys in a newly moved town. But Red begins to believe that her new friends are hiding something that seems far too familiar. Oh my gosh. It's so crazy. Like, if you know the context and like the kind of whole idea of this book, you would understand what that means. And I think it's so powerful. Oh, because I know what happens, and that's why I'm like, wow, that's so cool. But it probably sounds really bad. But yeah, basically the main character, whose name is Red, she is so, so cool. I love her as a character. She meets four ghost boys in her newly moved town. And yeah, she kind of befriends them, but there's lots of secrets that she starts to uncover. Not so much about the town, which a lot of people might think like the ghost boys might be connected to the town, but more so about the ghost boys and their personalities and how they died, how they came about, and if they were really ghosts. So I think it's so, so fun and so interesting. There's lots of dark themes. I mean, it is a ghost story, but yeah, it's kind of interesting. Like, are they ghosts? They kind of are, but yeah, I don't want to spoil anything. But yeah, in terms of this project, I really have a big emphasis on the characters. I think Red, of course, is the main character. I was thinking of, making this story first person, but I definitely think I'm more comfortable with sharing it in third person. Yeah, it's a little bit difficult. I definitely will have a lot of emphasis of, Red and her monologue and the way that she kind of shapes her chapters. It's definitely going to be Red focused because, of course, the ghost boys need to, be separate and mysterious. So there's 4 ghost boys, which is really interesting, and I love them a lot. They have very different personalities. They're very distinct. I actually might share with you some of them. I love coming up with names, guys. I'm like just looking at my document right now. But yeah, I love coming up with names if you didn't know. So we first have, also this is really interesting. There's like sorts of like there's a 1 year age gap between these 4 ghost boys. I forgot how old each of them are, but I know their names at least. So we first have Willow, who's kind of more of an anxious sort of character, and I kind of imagine him to be very lanky, very skinny, someone with like really curly hair and who always mumbles and trips over their words. Then we have Jake, who is completely crazy. He's like very reckless and risky, and he just loves pranking people and, charging. He's like a bull. He goes crazy, and he's quite a buff guy. He's pretty tall, and yeah, I think he has like a buzz cut or something. He's kind of very, very cool. Next, we have Rue. Rue is the depressed one of the group. He kind of is just over life, and he's also like unbothered and very apathetic towards life, but he still goes around, and he chuckles sometimes and he laughs, but he does have a distant sort of vibe about him. Next up, we have kind of the second main character, or at least like the leader of the group, which is Ned. And Ned, he's a very complicated character. He's kind of always a mix of all of them. And yeah, he's kind of he's very reckless also, but he has this sort of air about him, which is like youthful, which is like refreshing, which is just like, it's so intoxicating the way that he is. And yeah, he's very charming. He's very serious sometimes, but knows when to take a joke. It's really hard to make him out. And honestly, I haven't written the book yet. So I'm still kind of really looking forward to, sharing, my ideas about Ned in the future. And I guess exploring who he is as a person. So yeah, Ned, Rue, Jake, and Willow are the 4 main characters apart from Red. Okay, so now I thought it would be really fitting to maybe end this little podcast on I literally just wrote this before. In terms with the plot of the book, since I did talk about, the characters, in terms of the plot, I had a very specific, idea for this book in terms with how it ended. And what I'm going to read to you right now is essentially how the book ends, or at least the climax, which is so interesting because I'm like, man, you guys are not going to have any context, but I think it still sounds maybe a little bit can make sense. But yeah, I really hope you enjoy this little sort of excerpt from my book. Okay, this is how it goes. Step off, Ned whispered. His eyes alight with the daring demeanor Red grew to hate and love. She looked at the moon and stars, an imaginary staircase that led to an open space between the old roof's building and the air. You won't fall. You'll do it for me. You want to be with me, don't you? Red touched her chapped lips with a broken fingernail, her eyes like a dome of black hope. I do, she says in her mind, but her heart begins to beat. This isn't right, her mind begins to say. This isn't for him, it begged. I love you, you know. Ned whispered in her ear, killing her thoughts. Now show me you love me too. Whoa. Wow. Honestly, that makes me emotional. Guys, I'm gonna cry. Anyways, that is... Sorry, I'm just dramatic. But that's the excerpt from my book, which I haven't written yet. It's just kind of like an idea I just quickly threw on the page. But yeah, that's how it is. It's so interesting. I hope you can maybe, let your imagination run wild to what that actually means and what happens, but I just, I always kind of think about what it would sound like to someone who doesn't know the book. And I guess that's exactly why you have like beta readers and stuff like that. But yeah, thank you so much for listening into my podcast. And just listening to me ramble on about my book, which is, I think I'm calling it Project Ghost. I've decided, Project Ghost. So definitely stay tuned on my development and journey and my challenge of NaNoWriMo, and hopefully you can stay tuned for my autumn vlogs that I hope to do. I hope to also post a 3-day vlog, so I can post 10 times during the month, which still is a lot, but I hope to kind of correlate. No, not correlate. That's not the right word. To gather. What's that word? To collaborate. No, I can't remember. I'm so bad with words. And I'm a writer. Crazy. But I hope to kind of combines. Oh my gosh, it's combine. I hope to combine 3 days worth of footage into one video. So at least it's like enough footage for you guys to watch. So it's like 3-day updates, kind of like that. Yeah. So okay. But thank you so much for listening in, and I hope to see you in my next podcast. Bye guys.